Welcome to the Healers Podcast, where we inspire and guide healers through business expansion. We give voice to incredibly abundant healers to share their stories. We dive into the quantum field to unlock the energies of conscious creation. We also develop digital tools to help you grow, which you can find on healers.com. I'm your host, Yuli, and I'm grateful you chose to join this space. Now let's go deep. Hello, my dear friends. I haven't done a solo episode in a while, and I think it's time. And I had a calling today to just share this moment and capture this moment in time, because there's something really interesting happening, and I'm getting some really insightful downloads that I would love to share with you. And the main topic I want to talk to you about is this idea of resonance. And resonance is this rare moment that our energy resonates with another human being energy, or even a matter or an event or an idea, whatever it is that is produced in the universe. When we see it, we feel it, we hear it, we have a reaction to it. And that reaction is a matching vibration, which means we're sharing the same vibrational frequencies with that person, idea, event, feeling, whatever it is. And that moment is what I think drives a lot of our emotions, a lot of what makes us humans and connect to each other and share ideas, and drives many of us to do things and produce things in the world. And I know it drives me crazy sometimes, but mostly it drives me in a very positive way. I have this slight obsession with finding resonance between my ideas and the things that I give to the world and the way people perceive them or value them or enjoy them. So I really wanted to try to unpack it and share some of my insights, because I happen to be in this very special moment in time when I just recently launched this beautiful baby of mine, a third baby, to humans. And this is a Healist, my venture that I've been working on for so long. And you have this moment when you release it to the world. The thing that you crave most in that moment is resonance. Because, I mean, no one wants to work for days and nights and invest all of their time and money and everything, all of their energy, and to find out that whatever they're doing, it doesn't resonate. I mean, maybe a rare artist, like someone like Van Gogh, or somebody who can paint for years without getting recognized and die and be okay with it. But I think most of our humans, we do care about creating that moment of resonance with each other. I had my resonance moment last night, and I really wanted to try and capture it. We hosted last night our very first Healers Circle, and it was local here in Hudson Valley, New York. And I do know it's one of the many that we'll be hosting in the years to come. But it was really the first night that the vision that I've had in my head, that I've been weaving and planting, manifesting into the three-dimensional reality. I saw this vision in my eyes, and not only I saw this vision, it also resonated. And you could feel it with your entire body. We had a room full of people, amazing healers, holistic practitioners, all resonating with the ideas we presented. They resonated with each other. They resonated with the space. It was just one of those magical moments that you know something is special going on. You can feel it in your body. You have physical reactions. You have tinglings. You have energy waves. You feel the light. And in that moment, you just trust the universe. You trust that this is the right moment and time to be. And by having this resonance, it also places you in a very present moment because that moment is magic and you want this magic to stay. You want to stay in that moment, trust me. And it's just something that I wanted to try to analyze and capture, because really all of us have this ability and all these opportunities to become resonant with our peers, with our colleagues, with strangers even. Einstein said that we all are particles and waves, and it's part of the quantum theory. Right. So we all have this ability within us to be a particle and a wave that resonates with other particles, and they're part of the wave and the wave part of them. So just think about it for a moment and try to imagine maybe a moment in time where you felt that you really resonated with other people, and not just on a superficial level of having, I don't know, similar past experience or job or liking the same brand of objects. Something really deep when you met a person and you shared something very personal that happened to you, or a feeling or emotion. And that person knew exactly what you were talking about, exactly how you were feeling. That was a moment of resonance. So again, it doesn't need to be as big as having a group of almost 30 people all resonating in one room and lit up together. And when it's that big, I mean, it's beautiful, but it doesn't need to be that big for you to feel exact same emotion. And what's magical for me about those moments is this is what fuels me. It is the knowing that what I'm putting out there in the world is craved by other people. It's not just resonate, there's a desire for more. We vibrate on the same level. We really energetically, we have a match. But more than that, some of the ideas and concepts and the words that are communicated out, it all resonates. And this is something that really drives me as a spiritual entrepreneur, as someone who's building things into the future. Like, you can build and you can have the best ideas that you truly believe in and truly incorporate your essence and come from a soul level. But when you don't feel that resonance for quite some time, you start losing trust. This is just our human nature, unfortunately. And there's that moment in time that you need to feed your ideas or your projects with that resonance for your energy to keep pouring into them. And, in the startup world, there's a great definition that is called a product market fit. And I've been really studying it recently because this is the stage where my company is at. And it's really fascinating phenomenon that the more I dig into, the more I find a lot of misconceptions about it. Because I think most people, they see successful companies or successful brands that are desired by others or resonate with others. And people get this perception that someone has this moment of genius to come up with something that just clicked with people and resonated with many people. And I think this is what stops many of us from trying, because we feel like we don't have that ability to click. While in reality, if you study some of the most successful brands and companies, you see that finding resonance, it's not just this lucky guess, right? It's not this moment of genius that you just come up with something that automatically resonates. It's something that actually you discover in a process. There's a discovery process that you go through with your ideas, your concepts, your products, that is really about tweaking the energy of whatever you're creating to find that resonance. It's almost like an instrument, like a guitar that you're trying to tune to find the perfect note so your song can sound the best it can. So the same with any of your ideas, the expectation that immediately we will find resonance with a large group of people is just unrealistic, and it requires time. It's purely tweaking and testing and fine tuning. And if you look at some of the successful brands, someone in one of my startup communities shared an amazing diagram that looking at some of the biggest tech companies in the world with a timeline that shows 3 important key points in time. And one of them is the product launch. Another one is first clients. And the third one is what's called a product market fit, that resonance point, right? So you can even see that between the launch and getting some of the early clients, which sometimes happens right away, sometimes even that takes some time. But even getting those early clients, it doesn't mean necessarily that there's this product market fit, that there's a full resonance, right? It just means there's some partial resonance with a group of people and, with a certain aspects of the product. But finding a true resonance is when people crave what you do, when you get on that wave and you just ride it. There's this moment that I'm sure as a founder, you can feel that I'm onto something that people want and they want more of it. And it's really a magical moment. I mean, of course, after that, there's you get into the next chapter, which is how do you scale that and how do you keep the authenticity and keep true to yourself and make sure the larger amounts of people are now happy with what you do and satisfied and value it. There's all a new set of challenges arises, but that moment and that you find a true product market fit, whatever you do, whether you create products, you build technology, or you purely provide services of your own, even if you're just a practitioner that serves clients, right? You often don't know how to package your services, how to even explain what you do. And then suddenly you try one thing and you kind of discover your own method of doing things. And you maybe come up with a name that clearly captures what is it that you do. And then suddenly people talk about it. They're able to explain to their friends and family what is it you do. And they start referring people to you and things just get multiplied. This is what's called a product market fit, even though you're not providing a product, but it's a service. But again, it's the same idea when things really click and you can feel it energetically. You can feel it if you're really attuned to the energies around you, people around you, you can feel it. And I had this feeling last night in this room with this amazing group of practitioners, and it was just magical. And I was just blessed with so much gratitude. And I wanted to capture that. And that's why I wanted to record it today. You know, I'm super tired planning this event and taking care of a lot of things and having a big launch that we had this week, but just capture it for myself for the future. Anytime I have moments of doubt, and, we all have them. Anytime I stop trusting my path, my ideas, or whatever it is, I want to listen to this episode. So it's a total selfish recording right now, but I just want to feel that state of resonance again. And while I'm feeling that, I also wanted to try and understand what gets us there, right? And maybe give some ideas how you can get there as well. Because I think there's a way to get there. I don't want to say artificially, but the process that you can try that is partially physics, partially mental state, but it's something that can help achieve that resonance. And to me, it starts with working on internal coherence. So just like those particles that becoming a wave, you cannot become a wave if you have some sort of a disorder internally. Whether it's your thoughts, maybe your limiting beliefs, some blocks, some past trauma, anything that prevents that coherence from happening. And the ways to work on coherence is, it's mostly really synchronizing your heart and the brain. Those are the two very important organs we have. And and we can work on them, and we can work on them energetically. And we all have the tools like meditation and breath work and just staying in that flow state. Again, to me, it all starts with coherence, because when you are a coherent particle, you can become a really big wave, trust me. The next thing for me is getting the ego in check. And it's part of that heart-brain coherence, because many times our ego gets in the way. And when you try to create that perfect state of order, it nags you. With the silliest things. Why is this not happening yet? Or why people are not doing X and Y? And why this is not going the way it's supposed to go? And trying to control the situation. And also trying to put pressure on you to succeed. I mean, there's so many scenarios. I mean, ego is so creative, especially if you're a creative person. It's kind of crazy. It comes up with new excuses and something that it's not going to work, and what does it do for you, and what value you create, and how much money it's going to make for you. I mean, you name it. It really doesn't end. And really keeping that ego in check, I find it like one of the hardest things. I think for many of us, especially anyone who's really has that type A driven, high achieving personality, this is our natural state, right? We're driven by this ego that got us to some amazing places. But I'm not saying you cannot achieve that resonance working with your ego, but I think you're going to be spinning a lot of wheels. You're going to be expending a lot of energy to try to control a situation versus trying to relax and surrender into the process and trust the process. I think trust is really, really the hardest part. So getting that ego in check is an important piece. And then the next piece, this is where it's becoming really hard, is detaching from the outcome. And again, it's kind of like counterintuitive for a lot of us high achievers. Well, if I'm detaching from outcome, like what's driving me? Well, what's my goal then? What is that achieving? And I think it's one of the trickiest thing to figure out how, have that outcome in mind, but have it more as a feeling or again, an energy that you're trying to achieve or a level of vibration versus a very specific outcome that is driven by numbers that you had in your mind or a specific ideas what a success looks like. And I think we all should have in our head an idea what the success look like for all of us. But it doesn't mean that idea of success has to be measured in some units that are number driven. Those units could be, again, feelings and energy. And again, it's this approach that is kind of hard to switch if you're really driven by certain outcomes that are very specific and very much classic, right? Business outcomes, and that's what we're taught. That's what we're taught in like business schools, startup schools. You need to have your KPIs, which is short for key performance indicators, right? And they have to be, I need to get to 1,000 users. I need to get to 10% of conversion. I need to get to this revenue figure in next quarter, or whatever it is. And yes, we all should still have it. And it's a good exercise. But at the same time, if you're too attached to the outcome, you are missing out a lot of the very important energetic parts of what you're creating. And basically, you turn to chase the outcome without really considering the quantum energies that you're creating around whatever you're doing, whether it's service you provide, event you're launching, a product you're launching, whatever that is. So how do we do that? How do we detach from the outcome? To me, the thing that works best for me and really puts me in that right state of heartbreak coherence, trusting the process, getting my ego in check, and detaching from outcome is this idea of being of service. Looking at everything I do as a service to our users, my target audience, whatever business terms you want to use, right? And I'm still, trust me, deep inside, I'm still a business person. But if I put myself in a state of service to my community, this is where my ego goes to sleep. This is where my ego stops nagging me, okay? And this is when things start to flow. This is where frequencies are rising. This is where automatically, like, oh, my heart melts. Like, I'm serving these people. I'm not here to generate my numbers. I'm here to simply serve these people. And what can I do? How much value I can bring to them? Because if I can make this group of almost 30 people abundant and inspired and motivated to heal even more people and give them tools to do that, oh my God, like my work is done. I don't need to do projections and plan my outcomes. The outcome is going to multiply. It's going to come in ripples. Like I probably can't even imagine the outcome that something like that can create when I put myself as a service, and not only as kind of giving away, okay, well, take it. I can give you this free advice, or I can do this for you. Take my knowledge, take my expertise. No, finding something that you can do of service to others that resonates with them. This is like the bingo moment. This is when you really find the gold. Okay. You can serve others and it resonates with them to the point that they are on the same wave with you. And they're going to ride that wave, as big as you can imagine. And this is truly what I'm feeling. This is truly what I'm feeling in the moment. And that's why I wanted to capture it, because there are days when I wake up and I question what I do, whether I get maybe some negative feedback from a potential user that I thought really going to love what we do. And, I find like it's not for everyone. And that's okay too. Also realizing that what we do, and each and every one of us, we cannot resonate with every single person on this planet. It would be insane. It would be impossible. No one has done it. Like even Mother Teresa, Dalai Lama, he doesn't resonate with everyone. So just accept that part and be okay with that. But if you can find a small group of human beings that you can create resonance with, this is so powerful. This is something that can fuel you, can fuel your ideas, can fuel your passion for many, many days, many, many months, and can keep you going. And the last piece, and the super important piece, when you're riding that wave and you're like all high, again, ego in check, ego is down and sleeping. But when you're riding that wave of resonance with others, and you're growing and you're scaling and your vision is coming true, which is really a magical moment. The most important piece is probably practicing gratitude, because if you don't experience gratitude for that process, from being part of that magic, right? Being able to create that magic and see it in reality, actually coming out of your vision, your mind, your quantum, wherever you're manifesting it, and becoming a reality. If you're not grateful for that moment, you're first of all, you're missing out on the opportunity to amplify it even more, because gratitude is really one of the highest frequencies that we have in this quantum field. This is the quickest way to create even higher vibration. But if you don't practice that, you also might be in danger for falling back into that ego trap or losing trust in the process. And when you're grateful for something, you can't not trust the process. It's kind of counterintuitive. So gratitude automatically cancels out any possibility of ego hacking that state or you losing your faith. I think passion and resonance is like the fuel that can keep you going, but the gratitude is that oil that you have to put in in your car once in a while to really keep the process going and everything running and flowing. So I hope this is helpful to you, because this is my own secrets of my own manifestation, and they're not my own ideas. This is like, I have some amazing teachers, and I'm really a lifelong student. I try to read every day some sort of like teachings, and I'm just lucky to have so much. I mean, we're all lucky to have so much information in front of us. So this is just my understanding of the universe, taken from multiple incredible teachers that I've had in my life, and I'm still learning from, whether it's, shamanic practices or more like scientific based approach. Like, this is what fuels my vision of the universe. But I did want to share it with you, because even though it might not be unique for some of you, or some of the ideas you're already familiar with, this is something that I'm leaving at this moment, and it's something that's working for me in growing this business and fueling it. This new baby Healers that I have, that has just been like so incredible to watch grow and resonate with so many people already. So I wanted to share it as an evidence, which I think is really important, because there's so much talk about manifestation these days, and how do we attract things to our life. This is not a theory. This is a total evidence of a life experience that I'm having, of finding this resonance and working with the quantum field to fuel that and continue this momentum, and continue to study the process as well. Because as I'm going through all of this, I'm learning what is happening, and I'm analyzing it. That's why I think reading books about like spirituality is great, but also backing it with some really practical like quantum physics knowledge. It just gives you like another dimension to everything that you're experiencing. So when you have those moments of resonance, when you have those waves of energies going through your body, you're like, oh, I know, those are the particles. This is what Einstein and all those amazing like physicists, this is what they were talking about. This is what they were giving the Nobel Prize for. So I think it's really cool to experience yourself. And I do hope many of you experience moments of resonance in your life, because it's really one of the most amazing feelings we can have as connected human beings. And I'm wishing you many moments of resonance. Thank you so much for listening. And I would love, love, love your feedback and your stories of resonance. And if this episode resonated with you, please hit subscribe, whatever platform you're listening on, Spotify, Apple, or Google Podcasts. If you can subscribe to get new episodes delivered to you automatically, it will mean the world to me and to Healers. This is what fuels me. And we have some incredible content coming up for you that's been already recorded, and I cannot wait to release. Anything from modern shamanism to abundance and exploring prosperity, and giving you some really, really effective tools to achieve those states. Thanks again for listening, and I will see you in the quantum.